first grader, it's Miss Bratland here today, and we are going to read one of my favorite fall read alouds about a special pumpkin named Spookley. This read aloud is called Spookley the Square Pumpkin. So I decided to wear my pumpkin headphones, or my antennas. Do you like them? Thanks. I hope you like them too. I'm getting in the spooky spirit. So Spookley is not like other pumpkins. He's unique. Now, think for a second. Do you know what the word unique means? Some of you are close. Unique, it means that you or whatever you're talking about is unlike anything else. So unique, you're special. No one is like you. So let's learn about Spookley and how he is a unique pumpkin. So those fingers and toes, I'm going to share my screen so that we can listen to Spookley. Cross them. There we go. Okay, sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy listening to the legend of Spookley the Square Pumpkin. Then we have a short little craft for you.
Hello, little readers. Today we'll be reading The Legend of Spookley the Square Pumpkin by Joe Troiano. One day in the pumpkin patch, the strangest little pumpkin hatched. Spookley wasn't like his friends. Where they had curves, he had ends. Spookley was different. He was odd. He was rare. Spookley the pumpkin wasn't round. He was square. While the round pumpkins had fun rolling along, poor Spookley sat there shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might, but he couldn't budge, he just sat tight. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. Spookley wished he was round and could roll everywhere. That is, until one night when they all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair, but there are times it's better to be a square. Halloween was just a day away when a mighty storm blew across the bay. It tossed the round pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines, then off they'd go, bouncing left, slamming right, banging, bashing, what a sight! Spookley sat there filled with fright, but glad to be a square that night. Suddenly the fence gave way. 3 pumpkins rolled out and into the bay. Spookley knew what must be done. It was up to him. He was the one. He teetered, he tottered, he tipped, he tried, and finally flipped. He was on his side. Again he tipped, again he flopped, again he flipped, and then he stopped. Right in the gap where the fence had snapped. He blocked the way, the hole was capped. All the pumpkins shouted, "Hooray!" Spookley the Square Pumpkin had saved the day. Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack. He thought his shell would start to crack. Then another one hit him with a thump, and another one with a smack. Then one by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the stack, with a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash, and then it all went black. At dawn, when the storm had stopped, the farmer came out and checked his crop. He picked his pumpkins up one by one and laid them out in the warm, dry sun. And when the last was moved away, the farmer could see what had saved the day. An odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against the broken fence. Its shell was bruised, its stem was too. But there was a brave little Spookley, sitting straight and strong and true. Right then and there, the farmer knew, of all the seeds he'd ever sown, Spookleys were the most special that had ever grown. And the next year, when it was time to sow, he sowed those seeds in every row. He watered and weeded and watched them grow. And oh, that morning about mid-June, when the pumpkin patch began to bloom. There were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds, most of them square. Some were cubes and some rectangular. Some were flat and others triangular. There was a bed of bright red ones and 2 rows of blue. There were polka dot pumpkins and rainbow ones too. There were thousands of colors and hundreds of shapes. Oh, what a garden variety makes! Now every year on Halloween, Spookley's patch is quite a scene. People come from near and far to see what wonders grew that year. They stop, they gawk, they gaze, they stare. Then they pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Now you know the story of how Spookley grew. Maybe someday, if you tell someone too, they'll go tell someone who'll go tell another, and maybe one day we'll all discover you can't judge a book or a pumpkin by its cover. The end.
I'm back, first graders. Didn't you just love that story about Spookley? Because he was unique and square, unlike any other pumpkin. He was able to save the day, just like you, first graders. We are all unique and special. So our differences is how we can make an impact in the world. So maybe someone's really good at reading and that friend can help our other friends. Or maybe you're really good at soccer, so you can be a great teammate and teach another friend how to play. So in order to remember that each of us are unique and special in our own way, we're going to make a Spookley pumpkin of our own so that we can hang it up and remember that you are special and you are unique. So for our craft, you need to grab out the baggie that has 1 orange sheet of paper, and then there's 3 small white sheets. So find this baggie. It has 1 orange cardstock and 3 smaller sheets. So one has a stem, a leaf, and 2 eyeballs. Along with this, we will need our glue stick, our scissors, pencil, and your crayon. So you need 5 things. Now, that's a lot. So hit pause while you find all your materials and hit play when you have all 5 of them out. I'm going to switch my video over so that you can see what I am doing. Cross those fingers and I hope you're looking for all of your materials. So here is my baggie. Step 1, I am going to look for the 2 pieces that I need to color. So we need to color the leaf and the stem. Now, first graders, we are going to follow the rules for what color our leaf and stem are. We are going to make our leaf green and our stem brown. So in your crayon box, please find your green and your brown crayon. If you notice, your stem may not look like mine because they're unique, just like Spookley. So you may have more of a square stem or a triangle stem. Whatever color stem you have, just pull it out and we're going to color. Notice how I'm coloring inside of the lines and I am filling up all of the white space. So color the leaf. Now I'm going to do my best color and color the stem. If you're not done, hit pause. If you are done, put those crayons away. I'm just going to set mine to the side, but I'm going to leave them in the box. Now, with those scissors that you found, you are going to cut on the solid line. So when you are cutting, it is important to try to cut everything out in one piece. Okay, so see, I'm just following the line. I'm not making lots of little scraps that I have to clean up later. I am following the black line in one big cut. So there I go. Now I only have one piece of garbage. I have a garbage can by my desk, so I'm going to quick throw that away. And then I'm going to cut out the stem. Notice again that I am trying to cut it out in one piece. So I only have one scrap of garbage. On the solid line. And there I have it. I have my leaf and my stem, and then I have some garbage. So let's throw that garbage away. If you are done, keep following along. If not, hit pause. Next, I'm going to look for my eyeballs. So here are the eyeballs. I need to cut on this dotted line right here. I need to cut out 2 eyeballs. Again, I'm going to try to keep my scraps in one piece. It's okay. Maybe you accidentally cut it off like right here, but if you notice, I still had a pretty big piece. That means I won't have a lot of scraps. So take your time, cut around the large oval. So you have one eyeball, and don't forget to cut out your other eyeball. Here's my other eyeball. Now this time I had 2 pieces of garbage, so I'm going to throw those away. Now, these pieces are kind of small. I don't want to lose them, so I'm going to push them up to the top of my desk so that I don't lose them. In your baggie, you have one last paper. Here is my orange sheet of paper. Now, using that pencil, I want you to draw a unique shaped pumpkin. So you can pick any shape that you want. I'm going to use markers so that you can see mine, but you can use your pencil to trace this. Now, I'm going to try to think of shapes that I can make him. I can make him a square like Spookley was. I can make a rectangle. I can do a circle. Can you think of any other shapes you can make your unique pumpkin? A square, a hexagon, an octagon. Yes, yes, a rhombus. Those are all different shapes you can make. I'm going to do a square like Spookley. So I'm going to draw a square. Now notice I'm taking up almost my whole paper. You need to try to take up your whole paper. If you only draw a little bit, then Spookley's super tiny and his eyes aren't even going to fit. So look at how big. Oh, let me move my camera up. Look at, I use so much space. Once you have drawn it with your pencil, you can put your pencil away, and now you get to cut out your Spookley. So hit pause if you haven't figured out what shape you want your Spookley, but if you have, draw it and then start cutting on your line. Again, when I cut, I'm trying to only have 1 or 2 pieces of garbage. All of our pumpkins are unique. Just make sure you fill up as much of the page as you can. Now, I have my Spookley. I have my stem, my leaf, and my eyes. With my glue stick, you need to figure out what is going to be the top. So I'm going to glue my stem down. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the edge. See, I only put it on one side. I'll zoom us back in. I only put it on one side so that the rest of it can hang off. There's my stem. Same with the leaf. I'm only going to put it on the bottom half because part of my leaf is going to hang off. There we go, just a little bit on the bottom half. Now here's my pumpkin. Now I'm going to glue my eyeballs. Remember, if I'm going too fast, just hit pause and catch on up. So when I glue my eyes, I'm going to go all the way around. There's one eye. I'm going to go all the way around the edge. There's my other eye. Now, using your crayon, I'm going to grab my black crayon so it shows up. I'm going to draw a smile on it because Spookley is a happy pumpkin. There's my smile. You can draw whatever type of smile you want as long as it's neat. Once I'm done drawing my smile on the back, I always put my name on the papers. Miss Brotland. So you can use your crayon. There you go. Now you have your very own Spookley. I'm going to hang my Spookley up on my wall so that when I look at it, I can remember that I'm unique like Spookley. And what makes you unique or different can save the day or help other friends in class. So here's my Spookley. I hope you enjoyed making yours, and I'll see you another time.